I'm David Malcom Rose. I'm the artist behind The Lost Highway. There's a good deal of other my work in here also. There's actually a retrospective. But first I'd like to talk about The Lost Highway, these miniatures, scale models, whatever you want to call them. In 1979, I wandered quite by mistake into a super show in New York City. If you've ever been at the Museum of Natural History there, the subway dropped you off right in the basement. It did. And I found myself in this marvelous exhibit. There were mosaics and paintings and little plaster casts of dead people. And there were models of ancient Roman architecture. And I was fascinated by the models. Traditionally, architectural models were made from pasteboard and balsa wood. And that tends to expand and contract, and the models deteriorate in time. The core of all these models is made out of plexiglass, and it just comes in sheets. You saw it up, glue it up into shapes. Of course, if you're going to do the interior, you have to do the interior before you put the roof on. Things like here's a little Coke machine that'll be in here, and that's that to be done. The whole inside will have to be done, and then the roof will be put on. And I usually leave a broken window or someplace like that so I can get in there if I have to. An open door where I can get in there, adjust something if I have to. But these gas pumps, I made those individually. They're screwed down. I've primed paint on these, but then the whole thing will be painted, and then the surfaces will be applied, and in the end I do the landscaping with I grind up foam rubber to make it look like grass. I have the lichens. There's certain lichens you can find in the woods that look very realistic for small bushes and stuff, and take those, pickle them in glycerin so they'll last a long time, and I put those out here. And then the surfaces are whatever it takes. Some surfaces are painted, sometimes I've aged wood, glued it on there. You can see sandpaper shingles. I just cut sandpaper shingles one at a time with a pair of scissors. It's not easy on the scissors. This, whatever I could find, beads. When I'm working on these, I have like a $50 a week habit at Hobby Lobby. I'm down there all the time buying stuff. I was in art school when I got this idea. And this was back in the 1970s and early 80s. And at that time, abstract art still held the throne. And it was hard to get taken seriously if you were doing anything that was really realistic. But I just feel I needed to do this. I didn't intend to become an outsider artist, but it seemed like that was the path I was on. I started to admire people that did that kind of work, people that undertook monumental tasks and really paid no attention to the art world around them. And I'm talking about real outsider people like Simon Rodia with his Watts Towers, Edward Leeds Cowan with Coral Castles, a guy named James Hampton did the Throne of the Third Heaven. That's in the Smithsonian now. But none of these men thought about anything. Is this going to be marketable? How does this relate to anything? How does this have? They just knew it. They wanted to do it. They needed it, and they had to do it, and they did it. And I wasn't quite as all-consumed as they were, but I did spend 15 years either working on models or trying to make money to get back to where I could work on one. And I did sell a piece from time to time, but it tore my heart out because this is supposed to be what it is right here. It's supposed to be a modest super show. So I hope you get by here to RAM. I believe the work's going to be here to the first of the year. Get a chance to see The Lost Highway, and it may touch you as well.